If you're exhausted, moody, foggy, or struggling with weight, this episode is for you. We're talking about hormone balance. Hormones are your body's messengers, chemical signals that control sleep, metabolism, hunger, and more. Even small imbalances can trigger big effects. The good news is balance is possible. Think of hormones like traffic lights in your body's intersections. They tell you when to stop, when to go, when to rest, when to eat. But when those lights go out of sync, you get congestion, confusion, and chaos inside your body. That's where hormone balancing can help. The goal is not to add more signals, it's to restore rhythm. My personal backstory has a lot to do with tension. I was taking care of myself, exercising, expressing myself, making good connections, but every single day I would wake up with a tension in the back of my neck, and sometimes it persisted throughout an entire day. And this happened for 4 years of my life. And then one day, I decided to do something about it, and I saw 27 different healthcare specialists of all kinds, beginning with Western medicine, reaching Eastern medicine. I got introduced to Ayurveda, yoga. A lot of these introductions stayed with me through the years and helped to enrich and improve my quality of life, but I still didn't figure out the root cause of headaches. And then about a year ago, I was at a festival feeling groggy, not knowing if I could make it through the adventure. And Audrey introduced me to these products that she'd been taking for her own health and well-being. And I just started to feel jazzed again, like something that was off balance started to be balanced. And I felt good and was able to really enjoy that weekend. And over the course of, the last 6 months, I was more committed to my health and more committed to fending myself from these headaches. And that battle ended. What a liberating feeling to be feeling good again. And, I made it a point to prioritize self-care as my top commitment in life. And I'm also extending that message to my friends and family, everybody. I love everybody and I want them to feel good.
I agree. It's really important to be feeling good so you can be living your best life for not only for you, but for your family, your community. Everybody wins. So my journey with the hormone balancing drops, I had just been coming off of quite a few years of a long time journey. I had a 100-pound weight loss under my belt, and I went in for surgery that was going to stop me from being able to be physical in any way. And so during recovery, I realized that my weight started going up. My inflammation was through the roof. My stress was higher because of it. There were so many different factors, and I started to feel really uncomfortable. I knew I needed to change. And honestly, this little situation, I feel, was an answer to a prayer. It really did. I kept asking for something to come that was gonna really work, like the missing piece or what was happening. And I had testosterone hormones in the past, and I seemed to be within range and nothing was glaring that my professional physicians could see. I had a personal friend who deals with Lyme disease, amongst other autoimmune symptoms. She had tried it and her inflammation immediately went down, and I said, let's give this a go. So the very first thing I experienced was an overwhelming sense of calm that I honestly, truly do not know if I've ever experienced in my lifetime. I'm a highly sensitive intuitive, so my nervous system can be easily dysregulated by other energies in my environment, other people. Even EMFs can cause some strain or stress within my being. So feeling that immediate calm just flush through my whole body was like a major realization. That led me to realizing that my cortisol was out of whack, which is one of our main hormones within our system, our fight or flight hormone, used to protect the body when we're in a challenging situation.
How the body balancing drops work. The body balancing drops are a 2-part daily system. Drop 1, Slenderiiz, a homeopathic blend designed to support detox, digestion, and the natural release of stored fat, especially that stubborn visceral fat around the organs. It curbs appetite, supports endurance, and helps balance your system gently. Drop 2, Accelerate, a powerhouse mix of vitamin B12, biotin, and adaptogenic herbs. These nutrients help your body metabolize food more efficiently, boost energy, and stabilize mood. Together, the two drops work in synergy. One resets the system, the other refuels it. According to over 1,200 third-party studies, this combination has shown measurable improvements in weight management, energy gain, and stress reduction. Our bodies are designed to grow and thrive and flourish in the world just like everything in the natural world. So somehow, out of alignment, out of integrity with our highest optimized body state, we have to rebalance, recover in a way that, optimizes our health and wellness.
We have these signals, these communications that come from our hormones. And two of the major hormones that are balanced with this tell our body when we're hungry and when it's time to eat, and when we're full and when we're satisfied and had enough to eat. When those are off whack, we just eat all the time, which is completely unnatural and actually very damaging and a sign of unconscious abuse to our healthy vessels, really.
Yeah, conscious consumption is a wonderful thing for us to consider. And if we're abusing alcohol by choice on a regular basis, of course we're tuning out those natural internal systems that are asking us for a break and some space between these substances. Definitely the same is true of food, and for me, sweets. And I have kids and I love them, I adore them, and I want them to be healthy, and so I have to model conscious consumption for them.
Absolutely. And this is a really big point that Kay brings up. When we were in our youth, it wasn't so much something we talked about, feeling into conscious consumption or a state of balance when choosing how we're going to eat or how we're going to consume. But this is something that I didn't have modeled for me, not by neglect or anything, but it just wasn't really popular to bring this consciousness to consumption. It was like, okay, these are the food we have in the house and just eat when you're hungry. And it's very easy for us to be confused and overwhelmed by cravings, really. And that's why I feel one of the main reasons why this combo coming in one product is so helpful is that it creates this level of synergy. There's not another product on the market that has a homeopathic blend with the vitamin and minerals, vitamins and nutrients. When they work together, this homeopathic blend is sending the body its original blueprint cultivated within the homeopathic blend. So the homeopathics are the original blueprint of perfect balance and health. The vitamin and mineral is the support system so that it feeds all the system and comes into balance. So they're working in this synergy that you just don't see anywhere else. That's why it's so important to have overall healing with your vitamins and minerals and not just focus on one, because all these different systems within our system have all sorts of different requirements, and these drops kind of hit them all.
Slenderiiz helps release stubborn fat, suppress appetite, support digestion, and increase stamina without hormones or pharmaceuticals. Accelerate is a blend of B12, biotin, and adaptogens. It boosts metabolism, energy, and mood, helping you stay steady, focused, and strong. Together, they support your body's natural blueprint for balance and vitality. Tahitian Noni is a superfruit wellness booster. This is a delicious blend of noni, blueberries, and grapes, delivering 275 phytonutrients. This blend helps reduce inflammation, support whole body wellness, and promote longevity. MOA is an acronym that means mother of all. It's superfoods in a squeeze pouch. MOA supports metabolism, stress resilience, cardiovascular health, and immunity strength without needing a whole cabinet of supplements.
36 ingredients fit into this one little pouch, including 6 adaptogens, which are organic mushrooms. So adaptogens are a really awesome nutrient and superfood, and they go into our system, figure out which system is lacking, and then they support whatever that may be, whether it's cardiovascular or excretory or just general anti-inflammatory. It's been really, really helpful and easy for a quick-paced life. A lot of times I'm telling myself I don't have time, but with the drops being easy travel and the superfoods being easy to consume in that satchel, it makes it really easy, because that's the thing. We need to be able to sustain and be able to have our supplements and the things that we need to feel healthy and strong, get to that best health of our life. And we need to be able to sustain that long term. Why hormones are the missing link for many. As we've already stated, hormones are like information coming into the body, making the body aware of what its next step is, what it needs to start, what it needs to stop, causing things like sleep, digestion, balancing of stress, stuff like that. If we have too much of a hormone, it can cause a symptom to overstimulate or overfight or do too much. If we're lacking in a certain hormone, we may have a system that's not even working at all. For example, we have a hormone that tells us when we're full. If that hormone is offline and not being optimally produced, we're never going to feel full. That can be really challenging when we're trying to get into alignment with eating healthy and listening to our body's natural cues.
You told me the other day the definition of obesity, and it was along those lines. I think you said the hormone is missing that tells you when you're full, so you keep on eating. So the imbalance is consuming but never being satisfied.
Absolutely. So you don't really know what's happening, and that could be something as simple as one hormone. There may be multiple hormones involved in that. And that's why taking this approach of using the homeopathic and the vitamin and mineral blend, we're covering so many different bases so that all different parts that could be potentially contributing to these symptoms can then come into balance.
Audrey and I are brand partners with this organization called Partner Co. I'm just loving them in my own personal experience, so it feels good to me to share. I always valued this idea of self-care, self-respect, showing ourselves love and getting the exercise, getting what we need to survive and thrive in this world. And I have done that through my life, and especially when I started having kids. At that point, I really had to up-level my own personal self-care journey and my own personal self-honoring, self-respecting journey also. I started taking better care of my food consumption, and I just feel this brand, Partner Co, aligns with my core values. So it feels really easy and natural for me to talk about something that served me so well personally. And I'm seeing so many success stories, so many beautiful before and after pictures of people losing weight, for example. It's easy to see in the before and after with our visual eyes, but what's happening inside and what's happening in our emotional and mental state too, when we're physically balanced, when we're physically feeling good, now we're able to think more clearly. It's not just a physical victory, taking good care of our bodies. It also affects our minds and our emotional state.
Not only have I found something that has really helped me personally and thousands of other people, they've set this up in a way that we can actually heal our wealth consciousness. So those are two main concerns in our country right now: health challenges and wealth challenges, financial distress. I've actually increased my income by over $35,000 along with my health and wellness. So there's just so much happening here to better all different aspects of humanity. It's like having a bunch of new sisters and brothers. Everybody's willing to work together. So if you're passionate about working in this way and helping humanity get back to a state of health and wellness and get out from under all the consumption programming, there's definitely a space for you to come partner with us.
I notice in my personal choices that I make, I really value authenticity, people being real with their feelings, and here's a whole community of people being real and a super awesome support group to help each other through those challenges. What's a greater way to earn prosperity and be blessed up by the universe than taking care of each other like that? Being real with our feelings, helping each other heal. That's a beautiful thing right there.
And it's all in alignment. When you're in alignment with your soul's purpose, the prosperity unlocks like instantaneously. And so many of us are in alignment with getting to a healthier space, a healthier body, a healthier mind, really healthy spiritual practices, connection to Creator, connection to God, connection to each other. Being able to share something really important and help other people, and then also be in alignment with our purpose, which is doing that, creating health and wealth everywhere. It's pretty exciting, actually.
When I first approached Partner Co as a partner, I had to let go of some fear of judgment. Felt kind of embarrassed, but I had to put my ego aside because there's something so much more important than looking cool. These real stories of people overcoming challenges, especially with weight, is just dramatically life-changing. You can see their vitality difference between the before and after picture. For me, for anyone dealing with chronic pain, the relief, the freedom, the feeling of lightheartedness that comes from overcoming that stress, that pain point, is so big. It really does change everything. Audrey has been involved with Partner Co. for a little longer than I have. Plus, she's an energetic medicine practitioner, so she works with a lot of people on the areas of physical, mental, and emotional health. And she can tell us some exciting examples, real examples of people who are living their best lives now, at whatever age they're at, because of the support of these drops and other products in this product line.
One of my personal favorite stories is a gentleman who's in his early 70s. He has diabetes type 2 and has been on insulin for over 11 years. He started taking the drops, was able to get into alignment with a healthier lifestyle. He's now down over 30 pounds and he is off his insulin at 71 years old. That is superb and an extreme healing story. From my knowledge, once you're in that state, it's very, very hard to come off insulin. And he was able to do that in less than 2 months on the product. So that was really exciting for me. I have another close friend who I've known for many, many years and has been chasing the diet up and down for a very long time. She was actually working with a nutritional specialist when she came to see me. She had invested over $500 a month to be working with this nutritional specialist. The plan that she was on, she was actually gaining weight. When she started the drops, she had the opportunity to look into the anti-inflammatory food list, which is highly recommended when working with the product. She saw all the challenges with what the nutritionist was giving her. She got into alignment with a healthier way of consuming, and she was able to release 11 pounds after not being able to release any weight for over 5 years. And that was in just about 2 weeks being on the drops. So that was pretty phenomenal. I've seen people in their 60s get off statin drugs. This is usually a drug that is prescribed with heart disease. So that means there's a reduction in their need to have to stabilize their heart disease.
She didn't even mention this brother named Todd, who we know, who his before picture looks like this and his after picture looks like this. He's a totally different man. And then our friend Susan, she's just this beautiful knockout woman, and she was suffering from Lyme disease. And to overcome something like that, something life-threatening, with the support of a simple, natural, by the way, did we mention this is all natural? It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Another gal that I know, and she was going through menopause too, super crabby. Like, the mood was horrible. She was really, really challenging to deal with. She had been trying to get down to her goal weight, 144 pounds, for years and years and years. She was really going at it. In addition, the first thing she noticed wasn't even weight gain. She said, "Hey, I'm finally sleeping." I said, "Oh yeah, it's been a challenge for you to sleep recently?" And she said, "No, I actually haven't had a full night's sleep since grammar school." She was 69. Like, that's 50 years, like a whole life of having horrible sleep and coming into balance in that way. Hundreds of women who are no longer struggling from hot flashes. We've even seen some libido increase.
Yeah, taking care of our health in this way is a win, 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 win. We're generating wealth. We're taking care of our bodies. We're hopefully gonna live long, beautiful lives. Longevity is a focus and a natural consequence of these choices that we're making now. I haven't done my before and after pictures yet, but I feel so much better. I feel so much more handsome today. I've been through some struggles in my life, and I just feel like my best self now, my prime, halfway to 90. That's a really gratifying feeling, to know that my healthy choices are putting me on a path of wellness now.
And this is a really interesting point that he's bringing up, because he's feeling better than he ever has. And his physical changes, of course, the elimination of migraines is like total game changer. And we're super, super grateful of that. But his physical, like he hasn't really lost any weight. He's definitely increased his muscle mass. So he's seen that bulk that makes men feel a little bit more comfortable in general. But I'd like to point out that when you feel good in your mind and you feel happy, it's so much easier to feel good in your body. So there's also hormones in our mind. We have dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. And if those are really, really under functioning because they're not being fed the nutrients that they need, they're not gonna work. They're not gonna, this is what causes depression. Being able to balance the cortisol, I even feel calmer and be able to be more patient and want to reach out. If you're not happy, you're not gonna reach out and communicate with your family and your community.
How good would it feel to know the natural world, our Mother Earth, wants us to live, wants us to thrive, wants us to flourish? It is that way. And there's a natural cycle in the natural world, yes, but this doom and gloom scenario of the world being out to hurt us doesn't have to be the story that we live by.
Yeah.
We can live by a different story that says Mother Earth, the natural way, wants us to be in balance, wants us to live and thrive, bear fruit, bring our best selves into the world, and there's still time. There's always time to make that life-affirming choice that puts us on a good path. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling weak, if you're feeling sleepy but still can't sleep, these chronic ailments of insomnia, pain, headaches, weight, they can be relieved. If there's anything we can do, if you have a question about your health, physical, mental, emotional, we'd love to hear from you. We invite you to join the conversation, leave a comment. We would really enjoy hearing from you and we would really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been really fun talking about this. It really lights us up to really dive deep into this topic. As you know, we're not medical professionals, so we can't prescribe or diagnose. We're not making any medical claims. We're just sharing real people with real results.
We're here to share what's worked for us. If you're curious, message us. Let's get you feeling good again.